very good afternoon to you once again, and welcome to today's edition of Joy Business Masterclass. Masterclass, as always, is powered by Joy Business and is brought to us by Goyle. Goyle, good energy. Goyle, Yenara, Yedia. Masterclass comes your way every Wednesday at 1:15 p.m. and runs all through to 2 p.m. here on your superstation, Joy 99.7. My name, as always, is Yaw Anim Barnafo, and I'm glad to be your host for today's edition of Masterclass. Today, we continue our conversation on AI in business, enhancing our businesses. I don't want to talk too long today, but we're streaming live on Facebook, on X, and also on YouTube. And our resource person for the last 3 weeks is back here in the studio with us in the person of Alfred Opare Saforo, who is also the CEO and founder of Zuludesk Careers. Today, we sort of bring our conversation to a close on artificial intelligence in business. Today, he's focusing on how to make money using your phone, right from your phone that's in your hand. Oftentimes, we like to follow the trend, if you like, and buy a lot of new phones whenever new technology comes out, but we're using less than the capacity that these phones have. And now that the conversation on AI has become real, today we share a conversation on how you can enhance your business profitability, outcomes, output using AI and using the tool in your hand that is a phone. I'm privileged to have back with me here in the studio Alfred Opare Saforo. Alfred.
And it's a privilege to be here.
I'm just going to give you all the time today. Go ahead. I mean, I know that it's mixed feelings. We're probably going to end that conversation we started today, though sometime in the year, maybe we'll have to do this again. But talk to us. I mean, you can do a quick recap of last week. Tell us all you have for us today, all the slides you have. He's obliged us a couple of slides as well. So if you can follow us live on any of the streams, you will be able to follow them as well. Alfred, please talk to us.
So thank you very much, Yaw. Thanks for the opportunity. And yes, this is the last time I'm here. Rather sadly, I wish I had more time, but it is what it is. So back in 1997, my dad used to come home from work with a briefcase that had two treasures inside it. Almost every week, he had a copy of Newsweek and a copy of Time magazine. I became obsessed with that briefcase because I knew if I got to it first, I could open it and pull out the magazine before any of my sisters could get to it. And I still remember those moments when he would blow his horn, we would get the gate, and I would run to meet him at the gate. Because in my mind, I loved magazines and I loved information, and for me, it was a window into the greater world. One of those days that I will never forget, I opened up Time magazine and I saw a story that felt like science fiction at the time. It was a story about Garry Kasparov, who was the world chess champion, and he had been defeated by a computer called Deep Blue. Now, I didn't fully understand the technical details of how they built Deep Blue or what happened, but I understood the feeling because it was the first time I had realized that computers weren't just calculators. They weren't just machines that typed letters. Something bigger was coming, and something that could compete with human intelligence in at least one domain. But here's the interesting part, Yaw. Even though Deep Blue was powerful, it still wasn't truly smart the way humans are smart. It was brilliant at chess, but it couldn't do much else. It couldn't learn like a child learns. It couldn't take its chess skills and suddenly become good at running a business, for example. It couldn't diagnose a disease or write a song. It had very, very narrow intelligence. And that's exactly where the next revolution began. The real shift happened when we moved from programming machines with fixed rules to building machines that could learn from experience, from data. And that's what we now call machine learning. The idea was simple but profound. Instead of telling a computer every step, we train it to recognize patterns, make predictions, and improve over time. Researchers have started building systems inspired loosely by the human brain, artificial neurons, learning systems that can adjust based on feedback, and early models that could learn simple patterns. Then a major breakthrough happened that made it all practical. Training methods like backpropagation helped multi-layer neural networks learn efficiently. And once you combine that with the increasing computing power year after year, AI began to accelerate. Why am I telling you all this? Fast forward, we started seeing machines doing things that people didn't expect so soon. DeepMind, back in, I think, 2016, built systems that learned to play games without being told the rules. Then AlphaGo, I don't know if you remember this, AlphaGo defeated one of the world's best Go players, Lee Sedol, in 2016, an achievement that many experts thought was decades away.
Impossible at the time.
And what made it even more exciting was that AI didn't just stay in the world of games, it moved into science, with systems like AlphaFold helping us to crack major parts of protein folding, problem work that has huge implications for biology and medicine. And now we've entered the era that all of us can touch and feel directly. Large language models, and this is what I've been talking about. Tools like ChatGPT and others are built on what we call transformer architectures. These systems learn by predicting the next word again and again across huge amounts of text and data. Now, it sounds simple, but the results are powerful. These tools can help us write, they can summarize, they can translate, they can draft proposals, generate marketing, assist customer service, support accounting, help with research, and even speed up software development. So here's the message I want Ghanaian business owners to hear today. This is not a future story. This is happening now. It's a now story. And the opportunity is massive. AI is not here to replace Ghanaian businesses or Ghanaian jobs. It's here to upgrade them. It can help your team operate like a big team. It can help a one-person business produce work that looks like an agency. It can help growing companies respond faster to customers, manage your operations smarter, forecast your sales better, train your staff quicker, and make stronger decisions with less waste. And the good news is you don't even need to be a software engineer to start. You just need to be willing to experiment. Start with the areas where your business loses time and money, answering repeated customer questions, writing proposals, managing documents, handling invoicing, organizing your stock, planning your social media content, recruiting, onboarding, reporting. These are exactly the type of tasks that AI can support now. Now, yes, we should be realistic. AI can be misused, and sometimes it can produce wrong answers, but it can also be overly confident. So the answer is not blind trust, it's smart adoption. Supervise the outputs, verify anything important, protect your customer data, train your people, put clear policies in place, but most importantly, don't let uncertainty become an excuse for your delay, because when you hesitate, the rest of the world is implementing. And that's how countries and companies get left behind. Not because you lack talent, but because they adopt too late. Ghana has talent. Ghana has hustle. Ghana has problem solvers. We already innovate under pressure every single day. Go to the streets, you see people. If we combine that mindset with AI tools, we can leap forward, we can build faster, we can deliver better services, we can compete globally and expand what's possible, even without massive budgets or huge teams. So my message today and for always has been simple. People, be bold, be responsible, start small, start now, learn fast, keep learning, because in the next decade, businesses that win won't only be the biggest, they'll be the ones that learn to adapt quickly and use the best tools available. So that has been my speech. Yeah. This kind of summarizes everything that I have talked about so far.
Pretty much.
About the fact that we as Ghanaians, we should not watch this revolution from the sidelines. We need to actively participate, and that the rules of engagement have changed. The playing field has been leveled.
Right.
And we have been empowered. It's just that a lot of people don't even know how powerful we have become as humans, how much knowledge is at our fingertips, and the changes we can effect in our communities and our societies by applying these tools. This is where we are today. Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting stuff, and I hear, the list of things you talked about, things we can actually do today, now. And I asked a very, very, very simple question that, I was going to find out who was it who said the things I want to do. I think it was Paul. He said the things I want to do, I cannot do, or I'm not able to do. The things I don't want to do are the things that I do. I do. I think it's not a question of Ghana, and I talk about Ghana because we are here in this context, not wanting to jump on the bandwagon. I think that in many respects, in some of the government policies that you see being implemented, clearly there is a willingness, an understanding that we have to get on a train now. That understanding is there. In private sector, you see that a lot in a lot of things we're doing. There's, however, a lot more we need to do. The question I want to ask is this: how do we handle the transition? You see, I feel that while it's enough motivation to say innovate or die, that is the biggest motivation you can have.
Yeah.
But the reality also is this: that people really want to innovate, but they're afraid, they're uncertain. Someone else has done it, and so they can just look at it and do it. But help us through that transition. How does an SME who has struggled to make a turnover of $1 million a month now begin to completely automate their processes? I spoke to someone after the show, a couple of people actually after the show last week, and they said to me, "Yaw, the way our job system is now in this country, both private and public sector, there will be job losses if we go full blown on this AI thing. There will be job losses. How do we handle that whole transition? Let's dwell on that for a minute, if you will.
Okay.
It's the stereotype, the fear, the risk, the unavailability of support systems, whatever, that whole, mishmash.
Let me tell you what the good news is. Yeah, we are not the only ones even struggling to adopt AI. Even in the West, the changes are happening so quickly that organizations are struggling to keep up with the changes. So I am not surprised that in Africa we are facing the same issue. Our issues, though, the thing is, look, I want SMEs to look at their business model as it is currently and look for areas in which you feel that by implementing AI will give you the quickest win, the lowest hanging fruits. Which of your operational processes would benefit? Is it customer service? Is it your sales?
So
is
a
it
gradual
looking
approach is what
a very
is
gradual
what you...
approach, and make sure that your people are prepared and they're trained for it, because there's a lot of free knowledge out there, but inside the corporate bubble, right? It's essential that the whole change is managed effectively and managed properly by making sure that people are aware that this tool is not here to take their jobs. It's here to enhance their capability. And always remember that whilst implementing it, AI is not the be all and end all. Human beings still need to read over, look through, check, and make sure that what the output is correct. Right? We shouldn't completely just hand over our entire businesses to AI. They say AI, so AI should do everything. You'll still fail if you do that. The key is finding a synergy, like the midpoint between over-adoption and under-adoption. Find that sweet spot, equilibrium, exactly, for your business. And it could vary from business to business. Okay, an e-commerce shop might have a different sort of implementation from a health center, for example. A health center might have a different implementation from a school. But you need to find a balance. The key thing is start doing something. Don't be frozen in fear. Okay? Look at your business. Speak to someone like myself. Let's come in, let's understand what your workflows are and where we can save you money, because ultimately businesses operate for profit. And if there is a way that you can reduce some inefficiencies in your operations, cut costs, and improve your for example, your customer service, the speed at which you respond to customer queries, the way in which your sales teams follow up. I'll tell you something interesting I am doing this afternoon. So before I came, I was just working on an update to Black Widow Pro, which is really relevant. So Black Widow, currently, it's an AI-based CRM that we use. I've been talking about it throughout the program. And we've built a CRM into the system. Today, the next stage for me is giving the AI agents that lives within Black Widow access to the CRM. And by access to the CRM, what that we can do with the AI agent now is we can assign contacts to the AI agent to follow up and to nurture the leads. So when a contact comes into the CRM, the AI can look at the contact, it understands the context, it will send an email and say, hey, Mr. Yao, you sent an inquiry to our inbox about blah, blah, blah. Are you still interested? What should we do? And then it will monitor the inbox for Yao's response. When the response comes through, it will automatically send another reply. So it's working completely autonomously 24/7. So these are the type of use cases. So let's say, for example, you've had a sales team in Accra, people that are supposed to follow up on some sort of product or service that you're trying to sell, and maybe you've struggled for consistency. The messaging hasn't been on point. The deals aren't being closed. People are missing emails because they're not checking their inbox regularly. This is your moment to shine, because now you can hand over your inbox, at least part of your inbox, to an AI agent that can monitor it and look for specific responses, reply to messages as they come in 24/7, day or night. That's a practical application for you. That application alone saves you time. You don't need to recruit somebody to do 24-hour economy for you and collect your money during night shift waiting for emails, right? You've automatically improved your organizational efficiency and you look professional just because you're responding to everything that comes into your inbox and you're responding to it properly. Those are some of the practical applications that we can use AI for. And I'm pleading with listeners, look at your processes. Sometimes you don't even know what can be done because you don't know what the systems that we have in place now because of AI are capable of. So I want you to pick up the phone, speak to me, speak to someone on my team, and let's actually give you some of those practical applications. Yeah, I said at the end of this session, we'll be doing a training course for your listeners, and I have a special announcement actually, if I can find it. I'm going to be giving your listeners 50% off our initial training course for
that's
AI.
nice.
Yeah, and what that means is when this particular program ends, if you pick up the phone and you call 530-471-125, or you call 054-367-4921, you can speak to someone on my team, get yourself booked out on the course. And this course is a practical AI course where I'm not going to teach you theory. During the course, we are actually going to help you set up systems that will help you improve your productivity, streamline your operations, help you with something specific in your business. So at the end of the course, we'll be able to identify something in your business that you can build a solution for, a solution that you can build, manage, and maintain yourself at the end of this. So if you want to join that call, like I said, call me 0530-471-125 or call 054-367-4921 to get involved. Yeah, back to you.
I think it was Pablo Picasso, I found it, who made that statement, and this is what he said. He says, I'm always doing that which I cannot do in order that I may learn how to do it. So essentially, it's about taking the step, taking the leap and jumping. But, go ahead.
Learning what I cannot do.
Yeah. So he keeps at it. He'll
Yeah.
fail, he'll fall, he'll slip,
Yeah.
he'll make mistakes, but he keeps at it until he learns to do what he couldn't do before.
Absolutely. And I think, I am a typical example of this. I started dabbling in AI somewhere getting to the end about 2 years ago.
You haven't done this all your life?
Of course, AI only started within the last, I'd say, well, it's been around for a while, but in the version that we know it, I was one of the early adopters of ChatGPT, and I've used it faithfully from the beginning. If you don't use it, you've got to be in it to win it, as they say. Do you understand? If you don't use it, there's no magic pill. I mean, the thing about AI is it's supposed to make life easy for you, right? Imagine when we started using computers, it was about people had to learn certain keywords and phrases in order to prompt the machine to do certain things. Now you can interact with computers and your phones using natural language. So it's actually never been easier to learn these things. So there is no excuse for anyone.
So let me share, a bit of statistics with us. And I'm doing this because it comes back to, this is something we have to do, okay? But it comes back to the unemployment conversation. And I think the global rate for unemployment is somewhere around 5.4%. But here are some of the countries with some of the highest unemployment rates across the world. We've got Eswatini at 37.6. And by the way, the source of this is worldstats.com. That's where I'm picking this information from as my source. So it may be plus or minus some variances, but Eswatini is about 37.64% unemployment rate. Kosovo is sitting at 30.5. South Africa is sitting at 27.9. Djibouti at 26. It goes on and on. There's Botswana in there at 23%. Gabon at 20.36 and Congo at 20.05. And here are some of the countries with the lowest unemployment rate. We've got Qatar. Okay, I don't have the percent. Qatar is at 0.13%. Cambodia is sitting at 0.24%. Again, these are a function of the population size, of disposable income, of GDP, and all of that. So on the face of it, it may not be simple to just compare. It's not simple proportions, but it's important information. The question I ask is that one of the reasons why people may not be in a hurry to do this is that we're trying to solve an unemployment problem. University of Ghana is churning out 25,000 people a year. I mean, that's just University of Ghana, and we're looking at all the other universities. We will not jump on the bandwagon because we're afraid, but we're dealing with an unemployment problem. We're trying to get as many people to get jobs as possible. Forget about the brain drain that's happening. But isn't that one of the reasons why we may be slow? We talk about call centers. You were talking about adoption. One of the things I picked up was, let's even start with call centers. We should do it, and it will enhance the process. And you have an AI agent in there helping us and all that. But what would happen to, and you don't have to answer that question, but I'm asking it because it's a real question. What would happen to the 300 people in the telco, I won't even mention the name, the telco call center sitting in Santon, in South Africa, if an AI agent is managing the calls? Never mind that. That's where the world is going. Okay, it's going to happen. It's already started. People have already gone to school. They cannot. Alvin Toffler said that the illiterates of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read nor write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. But people have gone to school. They've done masters. They are not going to go back to school. And they have to learn a new trade. They're not going to bother. So, truthfully, how do we manage the situation? Maybe just 10 seconds or 20 seconds there.
I guess I don't have the answers.
I know, it's tough.
To everything, but this is what I know for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem with people leaving university and not having jobs is a mindset problem. And I'm talking about this because of my experience from Zuludesk careers. It is not an AI problem. AI is just going to become one of the many excuses that people and governments are going to use to justify their incompetence. First thing, AI is an enabler. And before it takes your job away, someone is going to create a job with AI. Somebody is going to create a business that he does not have to hire 25, 30 people. He's going to hire himself. Okay? So AI is going to empower people straight out of school can build an AI tool today that will employ them. They can create employment opportunities for themselves at almost zero cost. So it's just an excuse, It's just an excuse that people are going to use to say that, Charlie, right now, AI, we've been using these excuses for decades. I'm sure when farmers replaced their donkeys with, their laborers with machines and tractors, the laborers complained. But productivity improved. We had more produce, and new employment opportunities were created down the chain.
So what we're saying is that the problem is there. It's not going to go away, but we must begin to become innovation-minded.
Thank you.
Otherwise, it's going to happen regardless.
It's going to happen. Okay, whether there's a question on
No, go ahead. You're going to finish your point.
Whether we go to school, whether we did the course.
Whether there's 25,000 people coming out of Legon every year.
The innovation is going to happen.
It's happening already.
The question is, are you going to be a casualty, or you're going to be the one at the forefront steering the technology and making the decisions and making opportunities for others? That's the only question.
God help us. We will be innovative. If you just tuned in, this is Masterclass. We'll take a quick message from our sponsors. When we come back, we get interactive.
Your favorite on-air business development program, Joy Business Masterclass, is in session, and you can interact with us on Facebook, via the Joy 99.7 FM or Joy Business pages. If you tweet, the handle is at Joy 997 FM or at Joy Business GH. Don't forget to hashtag JB Masterclass. You can also call us on 0302 216541 or send your questions and contributions through to the WhatsApp number 0551 111997, and our facilitators will address your concerns. Attention everyone, class is in progress.
Welcome back. If you just tuned in, this is Masterclass. We're interactive right now. Numbers to call 0302 216 541. That's 0302 216 541. You can also send us your comments on 055 1111997. That's 055 quadruple 1997. If you're driving, please do not text while you drive. We want you to arrive alive, but otherwise pick up your phone, give us a call. Let's have this conversation on how we can use AI to enhance our businesses, whether we like it or not. This thing is happening, it's taking over the world, it's making people better positioned in the business arena. And how can we compete if we're not positioning ourselves? Today, we can sit here and I found out there are Ghanaians who are producing quality t-shirts in this country. Alfred, did you know that? And they're not selling to the Ghanaian market. They're sitting here and producing tons of it. And from here, it goes to the Tema port and is out.
Wow.
And there are many companies like that. And because you're competing on the international market.
Yeah.
So how do you do that if you don't position yourself properly? And we're saying AI can put you in a better place. Your overhead costs can be halved by 50% or more. But you can use AI to do this. Pick up that phone. Let's have a conversation and see how we can do this. I've got a comment on social media from Kwesi in Sakaman. Kwesi, thank you for reaching out to us. Kwesi wants you to put your number out again, but slowly so that they can write the number. So if you can do that again very quickly.
Kwesi, the number is 054 367 4921. 054 367 4921.
Right. And I'm sure that towards the end of the show, we will also put that number out again. But Kwesi, I hope you got it this time. I've got a couple of questions while we're waiting for the phone lines to ring. So, given the conversations we've had up till now, let me ask the first one. If I have a phone in my hand and it's probably an iPhone or an Android phone, Samsung, I mean, all of these phones are doing amazing things these days. What's the one thing I can start doing with AI to help my business? What's the one thing?
Okay. I'm going to reveal a little secret to you people, special for Joy FM listeners. Okay?
Right.
There's a software called N8N. It's web-based.
Sorry, it's called what?
N8N.
Alphabet N.
The alphabet N.
Figure 8.
Yeah.
And alphabet N.
N8N.
Is it case sensitive?
It's not case sensitive. Just go to n8n.com. Okay. What N8N allows you to do is it allows you to build workflows. So, for example, you have a WhatsApp number that you've been receiving orders on your phone, right? Whilst you are on the show, you cannot respond to orders. What you can do is you can build a workflow so that we give that. What N8N does is it gives your WhatsApp number a brain, so that basically we put an AI in charge of the number. When a message comes through, the AI understands the context in which the message was sent and why or what they need to do with the message. And it can do follow-up actions like, for example, send an email, respond. Yes. And we build those workflows using a tool like N8N. It's one of many. There's also make.com, which is also really good. But my favorite is N8N. Not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. It's just one of the tools that we have used over the years, which we found to be very, very effective. And it's really, really easy. It's literally drag, drop, and configure. So you don't need to learn code. It's no code. You don't need to know how to. All you need is an internet connection, a phone, and a willingness to learn and curiosity. And you can literally build a quick integration on your WhatsApp that can allow you to take messages, respond whilst you're literally sitting doing something else, and do follow-up actions on your behalf. Okay.
Please, when we finish this, ask my friends to say, I want some.
These are the things that we're going to be discussing on the course. So
right,
if you're ready, join me on the course at the end of the month. You have my number now.
We'll
So
put it out again. I mean, the details of the course. But there's something that caught my attention, as you were talking. I've got a comment. Let me take the comment first. This one is from Ajingo. Oh, Ajiman Joseph, my good friend. He says, "Good afternoon, Masterclass. Another great discussion. How does AI impact farming?"
Yeah, that's
How
a
does
good
AI
question.
impact
So,
farming?
one of the things that AI has recently, one of the capabilities given to AI recently is vision. So these large language models can now see the world, and because they can see the world, you can literally.
When you say vision, is it vision the way we understand it?
Absolutely, vision as in it can see you, it can see the world, and it can make sense of the world.
How does that work?
Long
process.
But
Okay.
the long and short of it is the same way it can hear. You can talk to your phone. They've given it full capabilities. It can listen, it can see, and it can draw inferences from what it sees. Now to the question of how does that affect farming? Imagine you have a crop and you've seen some sort of disease on the leaf, and you don't know what the problem is. You are in some village somewhere, but luckily for you, you are in a village which happens to have an internet connection, or you have a smartphone. You could essentially, right now, today, take a picture of your cocoa leaf or your cassava leaf or share it with an AI agent like ChatGPT and ask it what could possibly be wrong with this plant. And it will look at the image of the plant and tell you exactly what is wrong with it, and potentially even tell you what weedicides or pesticides or what you need to do in order to make sure that
And
plant.
this can be done where in Meta?
This can be done anywhere, in any AI. Any. I recommend you using either Claude or ChatGPT. If you have a phone with a camera,
Okay.
you can take a picture, share it, and it will tell you what is wrong with your crops.
We've got 9 minutes on the show. Ajiman Joseph, if you are listening and you are close to your farm, go to one of your plants and take a picture and ask the question he asked. Okay, so you use ChatGPT. I'm sure you have ChatGPT, and ask the question: what could be wrong with this plant? And please get back to us in 9 minutes.
If there is a problem.
If there's a problem, if there's no problem, it'll tell you there's no problem.
So in terms of impact, I think the key thing is impact. The impact is that all of a sudden, a farmer anywhere in the world, not just in Accra, in any village, any remote, who would normally not probably have had access to maybe an agricultural extension officer to come and explain to him what's going on, has a tool in his hand which has a high level of knowledge about agricultural practices, and he can literally get information instantly about what he can do, how he can fix it, and that's a game changer.
Something struck me when you were speaking earlier, and I think that's one of the things I want to highlight for our listeners also. You talked about process flows. The computer is now, now it can talk, now it can see. So it's still a bit unlike humans. We have a lot of flexibility. Process flows. Process flows means that you must have a way your business works. It's not in your mind. I'm speaking to my friends who are owners of their own businesses, and everything is in your mind. They have to call you, otherwise the business will die. There has to be a process flow. So first of all, establish a process flow. When you want to take money from the company, number one, you do this. Number two, you do this. Number three, that's your process. When you want to do this, number one, establish those flows. That is the only way it becomes a foundation for your AI to now work. Let me just ask this very quickly.
Sure.
I've got a couple more comments coming on social media. I'm sure that it says, thanks, yeah, I've got the number now. This was our friend from earlier. So if you had to name one single biggest advantage that AI has brought to the Ghanaian businesses, what would you say that is?
The single biggest advantage for me, is the fact that we can compete with any business right now, with any business anywhere in the world. And I'll use my agency as an example. Okay. 3 years ago, I had a team of about 15 web developers on my team. Okay. And to build an application like Black Widow, what I have now, would have taken us probably 3 years at best. 3 years to build something. Think about the cost. Think about the manpower. Think about the cost of having a team of 15 people for 3 years working on a piece of software. Can you imagine how expensive that is?
It will be expensive.
And if I tell you that same thing can be done in about 3 months with a team of 2 or maybe even 1, how earth-shatteringly amazing
It's
is
phenomenal.
that? It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. So this is the real change, is that we can do things that we couldn't do before. We can do them with less people. We can reach more customers. We can speak to more people.
Get more return for our investment and our time.
Yes, more return for investment. We can communicate better. English is not our first language, but the AI speaks English better than us. You know, it can even speak Tree in some cases. So we're communicating better. People are running their emails and their messages through AI. So when you are communicating to your foreign business partners, all of a sudden, if they are speaking Portuguese, you just run it through your AI translates, and it generates a response to you. You can communicate with anyone anywhere in the world in real time at scale. You know, this is the advantage it has brought to us, and this is how it's changed. For me, it's changed the way I work. My team is more efficient. We're building faster and quicker and cleaner than we've ever done. So at least in the software engineering space, we are competitive. I can stand toe-to-toe with any software engineering team anywhere in the world.
So now we're able to compete across the world.
Globally.
And I think that the thing you talk about, language is such a connector. And so with the help of AI, I think that now there are no more boundaries. You know, there's this silly joke that somebody said, the part of the automation process for our telcos that excites him is when he speaks Tree quite a bit. He says, "Yaw, se me from no mo se upese ubisa sema mi abako." He's to the. Let me ask you this last question. So, assuming that all Ghanaian SMEs, well, not all, but most Ghanaian SMEs are able to onboard AI, how do you see it impacting our economy as it is now? Just very generally, not matrices. Just what will be the impact?
The impact we'll see immediately is efficiency. Okay, Ghanaian companies have been traditionally very pedantic and very bureaucratic, and even I remember, if you remember back in the day, DVLA, you know, when you're going to get your driving license,
they've automated now.
They're trying. They're trying.
Shout out to the DVLA boss.
They'll send you, go to this room, go to that room, go to this room, go.
Yeah.
You know, they'll frustrate you, but now, thanks to AI, Ghanaian businesses don't have to operate like that DVLA model anymore.
Previous DVLA model.
DVLA model. You know, we are smarter, right? We can be smarter. We can be more agile. We can use less people to do more, and that is productivity. Productivity is the main gain here. Less people creating more products. That means that the price of our services and our goods can come down, which makes us even more productive. And if the prices don't come down necessarily, it means the profit margins that the businesses can take home is more, because I'm doing the same thing but with less staff. Right. And yes, there are concerns. Of course, people might lose their jobs. But then again, there are new opportunities. The opportunities to train. The question now is, who can help manage my AI workflows? Who can help prompt my agents? Where are the ideas that are going to drive my business to the next level going to come from? You still need people in the loop to make decisions, because the AI will not always be able to, for example, deposit money into a bank account for you or make a withdrawal. So people are always going to be necessary, but in what shape or form, I don't know. What I know is the productivity gains are going to be huge, and the economic returns are going to be great for Ghanaian business.
And these new skills that need to be performed because of these enhancements, they are teachable as well, aren't they? They're easily teachable, like you said.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean,
teachable,
it's teachable. I mean, these, again, never has it been easier. Okay? YouTube is one of the most beautiful, amazing resources ever invented in the history of learning. Everything that you want to learn today, everything. If you're not interested in chasing certificates, that is, if you want a certificate, go to university. But if you actually want to learn something that you can do something with, you can also learn from YouTube.
I've got 1.5 minutes on this show, and I round up. We've been talking about AI in business for the last 3 weeks. Today's the 4th week. What's our takeout from all of these conversations? And then you can put your number out again once it's done.
So, this is it. Ladies and gentlemen of Ghana who have been listening to me over the last few weeks, we've talked about a lot of things. But I want you to take this one thing with you. AI can help you make more money. As to how this will happen in your specific business, I don't know. What I know is, if you don't take any action, if you don't move with the times, you will be left behind. And you will be left so far behind, you won't even know you won't even know what hit you.
And to help them, they can get in touch with you.
And to help you stay in touch, move with the times, get AI into your business, I am organizing a course which will start in the second week of March. You can reach out to my team and get on that course on 0543 674921. 0543 674921 to join the course. It's a practical course here. I'm going to be teaching people specific. At the end of the course, you can build a tool for your business that will help you with your productivity or your finances or whichever area you are struggling with. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to make it practical. This is not another certificate course. You finish the course, you're holding something in your hand you can take back to your business to do something.
Alfred Opare, Saforo, sharing those thoughts with us. Ghana, let's do this. We can do this. Mobile money started. We thought it was something we could do. Our grandmothers are doing mobile money. There's so much room. People are doing deliveries. We can do this. We can change our businesses.